thank you so much for joining us here today. I mean, you've taken time out of your busy schedule to join us here despite being on different time zones. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad that we're doing this.
Likewise, Kinshuk, thank you so much. So, Kinshuk, could you give us a brief introduction of yourself before we begin?
Right. My name is Kinshuk Kale. As you know, I'm the founder and the CEO of Shorter Loop. I've been in tech industry for a long time. Actually, I started my career in 99. So I've been in this for almost 25 years now. It's been a fun ride. I've been in all roles. So I've been an engineer, a manager, an architect, but then midway through my career, I switched from the tech track to more of an agile management type track. And then I became an agile coach. So I worked as an agile coach for quite a long time. And then I realized that product management, delivering good products was even more important than being a good manager of the value. So that's when I switched to a career in product management. And that's what I've been doing for the last 8, 9 years now.
Thank you so much, Kinshuk, for sharing that about yourself with us, right? It makes me so much easier to go into the next phase of conversation. So, Kinshuk, you did mention that you worked as an agile coach and, for a large part of your career. So, if I had to ask you, could you highlight some of the common challenges that product managers face? And, how does it pan out when it comes to startups, especially?
If you look at agile software movement or agile management movement, there is a huge emphasis on uh, building the product right, and building the product fast. These things are like these are bread and butter. So all the processes, everything is optimized towards that. But what is often missing, even though Agile puts a lot of emphasis on this, it is what is still missing is making sure that are we building the right problem? As in the product that we are trying to deliver, is it solving a real problem for our customers or not? This is such a big problem that 90% newly launched products fail, out of which 42% products fail because there is no market need. So you can just see, just from these numbers, you can see how big a problem that is, which is not realizing is our product the right fit for the market or not. And this is a big problem for startups, undoubtedly, but not just startups. I mean, you see Microsoft, right? Microsoft came out with Zoom, um, and it was a complete failure of a product. Why? Because they were just trying to be a Me Too product after Apple's iPod. Uh, and then because it didn't have any particularly differentiating features, it didn't really work. So even though this is an acute problem for startups, it is the big enterprises are not immune from it either. So this is a big industry-wide problem. So uh, if I were to summarize this, the problem is this: how do I come up with a great product vision that addresses a real customer problem? If I'm lucky enough to find that sort of a problem, how do I then ensure that my whole organization understands it and all our activities are geared towards solving that major problem and building a product that is not diluting my vision, that is geared towards my value proposition, that is geared towards my solution to my customers' problem. So these are the big challenges that customers have.
All right, Kinshuk, thank you so much. I mean, you did, whatever you spoke about, right? It really resonated with me. I mean, we, of course, hear about products coming into the market every day, and sometimes we wonder, where did the product vanish? So what you said, that makes perfect sense now. Now I can understand why that happens. So, Kinshuk, we spoke a fair bit about other startups, right? Now let's talk about Shorter Loop. What is the idea behind founding Shorter Loop, and what specific problem does the company aim to address?
Great question, because we talk about solving customers' problem all the time. In fact, that is almost all we talk about. So it's a very good question, like why does shorter loop exist? So we exist to help companies deliver products that their customers love. And it's very hard, but we believe it doesn't have to be hard, because we believe that if you follow a certain process that we call, well, it is called the process of continuous discovery, then anyone with a great idea can deliver a great product. That's our belief. So what we do is we help our customers identify a really good problem that is important to their own customers and that needs to be solving. Then we help our customers identify a great solution for that problem. Then we help our customers communicate that problem and the solution to their whole organization so that everyone is focused on the same thing. And then we help them build that solution, the parts of that solution. So once our customers have identified that big problem and their solution, then comes the important part of communicating their vision and their solution to the organization, planning, the versions of that solution, and then building that solution. But the job doesn't stop once you have built the solution, and because then you have to put it in the hands of your customers, and then you have to get feedback on that solution, and then you have to analyze that feedback, use that feedback to get insights, and then improve your solution further based on that. So this is the whole feedback loop, right from idea to outcome to insights and back. And that's why we call ourselves shorter loop, because we are trying to shorten this loop between idea to outcome and feedback.
It's heartening to know that you believe in the concept of communicating and listening, right? So shorter loop, in short, emphasizes learning from customer feedback. So if I had to ask you, could you discuss how the platform encourages this culture of knowledge sharing within organizations, particularly in terms of learning from successes and setbacks?
We have an analytics platform that helps you gather data from all the various systems that you have. It could be your CRM system, it could be your Google Analytics. So you can gather all that data and put it on a common dashboard. So first of all, everyone in the organization is aware of where you stand as an organization. And then based on that, again, we provide insights. So for example, with the help of shorter loop, you could answer questions like, what are the top three most frequently taken buyer journeys for my product? And what are the biggest pain points during those journeys for my customer? So these sort of insights is what encourages learning. And then as far as collaboration goes, we have a number of tools. First of all, the whole platform is visual and collaborative. So as you're working on it, everyone else can see what is happening, where things are. So information is populated very easily without any effort to everyone. And then we have tools like a digital whiteboard or a documentation wiki, which also helps solve this problem by providing a way of gathering and disseminating information organized wide.
Kinshuk, it's good to know that you're using a fair amount of data analytics and you're using a lot of tools. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence is a topic that currently dominates, discussions in the technology industry. If I had to ask you, could you elaborate on how your company leverages this cutting edge technology in its offerings?
AI is very important, but I think AI has also become somewhat of a buzzword these days. So everyone claims, oh, we have AI. But if you look at the implementation of AI in most systems, why would you use system XYZ if their underlying infrastructure is just ChatGPT? Why wouldn't you just go to ChatGPT and ask your question? So text completion, where like we see a lot of AI applications these days is not, it's fine, it's fun, but it's not that exciting. Where AI can be extremely helpful is when you have to analyze a ton of your own data and draw insights from that and then help the decision making process. And that's where we want to leverage the AI. So it is one thing to use AI to write a document, or write an email, fine. But where AI can be extremely powerful is bring together 10 different data sets. What is my financial bottom line today? And what is on my product backlog? And how do I want to impact that financial bottom line? What sort of profits or revenue am I aiming for? And then here is my database of CRM, and here is my user analytics. So how are my top 10 frequent users of my app? How are they using my platform? What sort of revenue potential am I getting? And what are their biggest pain points? And so if I work on these three features, how will it affect my bottom line as opposed to these other two features? So those sort of decisions where you can collect and synthesize is the key word here, where you can synthesize data from various sources and draw insights that will improve your outcomes. That's the power of AI. And that's where we want to go. We are constantly working towards that. And soon, like in 6 months, we should be there.
Absolutely, Kinshuk. I must say it was heartening to hear, you say that AI goes so much beyond just content generation, right? I mean, content generation is just scratching the surface as far as what the technology can do. There's so much more AI can do. And of course, we'll wait for those updates from you. So Kinshuk, let me just go back to, product management. Looking at the broader industry, right? How do you see product management evolving in the next few years? And where does shorter loop fit into this evolving landscape?
Product management is going to be extremely important and very exciting fit going forward, because until in the last 10 years economy was doing really well, and there was a lot of money available to anyone, right? So people were literally posting on the venture capital. You had ton of money, yeah, you are spending it. But as the venture capital becomes scarce, and as you have to really rely on your own revenue to survive, basically, uh, product is what your customers see. Your customers don't see your beautiful buildings and how brilliant your employees are, and none of that matters. What matters is how good your product is at solving your customers problem. So this is going to be critical. And when this becomes such a big important thing, I feel that continuous discovery is going to be essential, because you cannot say that, oh, we did some market research when we launched this product and that is going to be our product for the rest of our lives. That's not going to work. Every quarter, every month, almost, the technology is moving so fast, your customer preferences are changing so fast. You're going to have to be on top of your customers needs. You have to continuously discover what is the next problem you solve, what is the next thing that is bothering our customers, where the next small improvement we can do to their lives so that they will continue to be our loyal customers. That is going to be a huge challenge of product management. And of course, there is challenge, but there's also opportunity. But because of the way the technology is evolving, the way AI is evolving, the way we have the ability to gather lots of data and insights, um, it is going to be a very people who are smart will be able to solve these sort of problems quickly, and they will be the next successful unicorns, in the next decade. Yeah. So whoever takes
Absolutely.
product management seriously will be successful. Those who don't will become like also ran type company. So yeah, that's my take.
very good take, if I may add. And Shorter Loop is quite a notable company, abroad, and you have like very known clients, IKEA, eBay, and Deskerab being some of them. However, what is the company's vision and long-term strategic direction when it comes to the India market?
So in India, we want to target we have three kinds of customer. We have startups, we have scale-ups, and we have enterprises. Um, Continuous discovery, the methodology that we stress, and product management is of critical essence to all these customer segments. So what we are planning to do is target all three. Yeah, sure, that sounds like, oh, are you spreading yourself too thin? No, I think we have the capacity to do that. We're also building a partner ecosystem, where our partners be kind of like our force multipliers who will help us penetrate the market further. But yeah, we are going to target scale ups mainly, and enterprises to a lesser extent. And then as far as startups go, we have a free product. So we want as many startups and founders to use our product to improve their own offerings as possible, and come to that scale up level where they could become potentially our customers, because they would have already benefited from our product so much. So that's the idea.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Kinshuk. I'm sure startups in India will be very, very happy to hear that. And thank you for sharing your thoughts. It was an absolute pleasure to hear so much about product management from you. I'm going from this interview as a more enlightened person as far as product management is concerned. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Supriya. It was a pleasure.
Likewise, Kinshuk. Thank you.